Fatal Fury City of the Wolves special music video. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get copyrighted for this, but I'm sort of interested to see what this is. I like the KOF 15 one they did of this. It wasn't a music video. Oh, it kind of was. It was like the main theme of the game. But, let's see. Geese. Right. Right. This is sick already. Wow. Wow, alright. Hotaru. This is cool. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Fox and Kane going at it? That's pretty cool. Right. Mr. Big. Is that Rock's mother? This is sick.
Fatal Fury. City of the Wolves.
This is neat. Music. Terry, Andy, Joe, remixed by Salvatore Canacci. This is neat. Alright. So this is a lot like the one in KOF 15. Actually, me and Raspy had actually looked at that video in my most recent, not recent, but in the more recent series I'm doing, most recent series I'm doing, in the first episode. And you guys can go watch that one over there, but we do look at the opening to KOF 15. Not opening, it's not really an opening, it's more of like it's what this is, basically. It's promotional stuff. But, yeah. It opens with Geese and Terry. They're really pushing Geese. So, I think they're gonna bring them back at some point. Maybe as, like, I don't know, potentially like a Rugal and Gonit situation. And then for Season 2, we'll probably get Krauser with the same thing. Which, I'll talk about that. I think that they should bring Geese back, but I think the way they should do it is either as a memory, like Kazumi and Tekken, or as a... what should you call it? Or as a nightmare. Alright, let's go back and take a look here. So, Hakyukse can scroll. Kim Dong-hwan, Joe Agashi. This looks like, I think, Andy. That looks like Ken. That's definitely Chun-Li. Yep, that's Ronaldo. This is Terry and Rock. That's what we're looking at. Obviously, me describing it. We've got Preacher, so we've got the two disciples of the other two Fatal Fury pro tags duking it out. We've got Hotaru. We've got Gato on his stage. Get to see a little bit of Tizok's face under the mask like we did in Garo, or his Garo ending, but we don't actually get to see it fully yet. We've got Marco sort of practicing. We've got Mai doing her own thing. We've got Salvatore Ganacci, which is sort of surprising, but hey, he composed it. I mean, Ronaldo was in the beginning there. I get it, I guess, since he's doing some of the music for this game. Sort of interested to see what his theme is like. His stage is really cool. I think I'll actually be playing on his stage a bit, because it feels kind of like Backyard Brawl-esque. Like your two drunk uncles fighting in the back of at like a backyard barbecue, which feels like the most Floridian thing ever. So, which would fit since Southtown is supposed to be Miami. I think this is one of the coolest bits. Kine and Vox sparring. I mean, if you think about it, Kine is probably also helping teach Vox since Grant died, right? So, after Grant's death, he's probably still teaching him a little bit, right? I can't imagine not teaching him a few things. Or at least keeping him sharp. Billy Kane and, just saw... So, is this a hint towards Mr. Big Stage? Potentially. He's defending this chick who's either one of his, like, hookers that... because he's a pimp, or is his girlfriend, like it's like that weird sort of, this is my 18-year-old girlfriend and I'm 60 kind of deal. Maybe this is Rock's mom in a memory, because Aura fighting takes place so long after Fatal Fury that I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Big was getting gray in the face. And we got Rock over here. I like this, right? It's just very cool. I definitely was hoping that it would be like the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves main theme with a little bit of a Salvatore Ganacci spin on it, but this isn't too bad, right? And after a while, I've sort of, like, after seeing Ronaldo's gameplay at the EVO event as well as Salvatore Ganacci's, they did a good job. I mean, Ronaldo's face still looks sort of freaky, and nothing like Ronaldo. And then that little ad they put out with Ronaldo and Salvatore was kind of nice. I liked that. I thought it was sort of funny, sort of tongue-in-cheek. The advertising's definitely a little weird. And I did see the speed thing with the I Show Speed and KSI and the boxing event. It's so... I liked it. Like, I didn't hate it. I thought it was fake at first, so I checked it out, and I'm like, well, I could have made a reaction out of this, but it's whatever. It's really funny, I think. And I think the criticism is a little too harsh, at least, in the sense of like where people are pointing. I get it. It's definitely wacky, but there's also the new age, and it's like how advertising's sort of going. In the same way Fortnite is, and I know they want to get more eyes on this game. So it's not like the worst thing. And it's not like the FTC is going to completely just throw this game out the fucking window. People have been wanting this game for so long, and people have been playing the betas, and the gameplay is amazing, and it's sort of fixing online. And while people complain about the menus for whatever reason, even though it's basically KOF 14's menus, which is the best of the SNK menu style, like, I feel like that the whole, like, Battle Hub thing that Street Fighter and Tekken and Guilty Gear have going on is just too much for what it should be, right? I know that people like it, but to be fair, if you get used to just saying Q in rank, it's not going to be the end of the world. Like, new players would be like, oh, that's how I do it, just like that. I press a button. I don't have to walk up to a fucking arcade station in a virtual world. Wow, this is very convenient. Right? It doesn't have the most flair to it, but frankly, it doesn't really need it. I'm going to be honest. I'm sort of getting sick of these Battle Hub things. I mean, I like them for, like, casual stuff, but I don't think they're really essential to a fighting game. I think where we're going with story mode stuff, though, however, is essential. I think the way that Fatal Fury is handling this, I think the way that SNK should handle story stuff is with Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, it should be more like how Street Fighter 6 is with its world tours, because it's more, like, focused around one location, like Street Fighter, where you do fly a couple places. And I could see them doing that for Art of Fighting, because of Ryo's sort of dual heritage of being, like, half American, half Japanese, and him living in Southtown, but his dad being from Japan. I could see him, like, visiting places and learning new shit, especially for tournaments, like in Bariki 1. So I could see them doing that. But for a game like KOF, I feel like with KOF, since it's so big, it would probably be more fitting to do like a Mortal Kombat style story mode where you're kind of watching it like an anime, but you get to, in between scenes, you get to do fights and stuff. And I think that would make the most sense for a KOF, at least from like a gameplay perspective, because no one's going to like play a KOF story for so many thousands of hours. Not thousands, but like over 100 hours, like people were with World Tour. There's just like too much focus on the 3. You have to like pick 3, and then you have to go with that 3. And if you like the story of fun, it's there's too many characters to focus on in KOF for that. However, in a game like Fury or Street Fighter or Art of Fighting or Sam Show potentially, it could work, right? If for whatever reason they brought back World Heroes, it could also work in potentially something like that. But it might have to be a little more like explorative. And I like what they're doing here. We haven't seen episodes of Southtown. It seems to be, reminds me a little bit of like, it's like a cross between World Tour and World of Light in Smash Bros. Which doesn't seem too bad of an idea, frankly. You go around, you fight some random goons, you get some story mode stuff. Like, it works, probably. We'll have to see. I can't say that it works because I haven't played it, but in theory, it sounds like it would work perfectly fine without having to build all these like sets. And to be honest, World Tour can get a little tacky. I mean, I love it, but it can definitely get a little tacky. And like, you can tell with like, at least when you're playing on like low settings like I am, it's like, this is a little goofy, where shit gets deloaded and unloaded and reloaded, and it's like, alright, I get it. You guys don't have all the resources for like all the proper, like everything, like a big game like Monster Hunter, where you have all the special culling and stuff where you have to unload and unphase all this stuff, and like they had it, but it isn't fully like optimized in a way that makes sense. So yeah, and it especially shows when you're playing on like older hardware like I am, from like a computer from 5 years ago. Well, that was built 6 years ago, over a period of a year, with parts that weren't at the like top of their game, but still good. So you can imagine that for a game like Street Fighter 6, which is more intended, more or less, for more like modern stuff, for to play it at full res, that stuff like that would happen. I think I'm yammering a little bit on like the wrong topic, but you get what I mean. It's still within its growing pains phase. So hopefully we'll see some more interesting stuff. And I'm interested to check out the story mode for this game. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of this video. If you want to see more of my content, make sure to check out my Twitch or my Kick, where I'm live all the time. Or just tune into one of my YouTube streams. I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribed and left a like on this video. Make sure to spread the word. I'm trying to grow this channel.